Hi everyone, my name is Amari LaRoche, and today I'm going to do a little presentation on Steve Harvey and his famous speech, his most famous speech, Jump. Okay, imagine you are standing at a cliff. This is your cliff, a little small cliff, and you have a decision. You look behind you, it's familiar. This is comfortable. I know this route. I took it coming here. I'm comfortable. This is the same life that I've always lived. We're fine. I make peace. But if you look over the cliff, it's everything else that you've ever wanted. It's that job that you wish you had. You got that house that you wanted. You finally traveled to that new state or country that you wanted. Everything that you possibly have dreamed of is on the other side of this cliff. So you have a decision to make. Are you going to sit back and possibly digress? Who knows? But definitely no progression because this has been the same. Or are we going to take that jump and see a whole new life with possible amazing progression? We never know. This is basically what Steve Harvey was saying in his famous speech, Jump. You have to take a leap of faith. Before we get into this powerful speech, I think it's important to know a little bit of Steve Harvey's background and for how he possibly came up with this speech, which was very in the moment, he did not plan this speech. So that should say a lot. Steve Harvey was born as Bodrick Stephen Harvey in 1957 in West Virginia. He was born into a working class. So his parents, his mother, Eloise Harvey, was a Sunday school teacher, and his father, Jesse Harvey, was a coal miner. Steve Harvey has also spent his time homeless for 3 years. He had to live in his car, um, traveling, trying to make money off of his comedy gigs. And you can find this information in his own autobiography, Act Like Success, Think Like Success. The jump speech was delivered after taping the Family Feud show. I hope you all know that. The cameras were not rolling. He just felt very moved to start talking about this. And luckily, someone was able to catch that on tape. According to Forbes magazine in 2016, there was a growing cultural focus on self-improvement, entrepreneurship, and how to better yourself. This was his push to talk to people because people would always come up to Steve Harvey and ask him, how did you keep pushing through? What is your story? How are you able to be successful? How can they change their lives like him? And with that knowledge in the background, he saw the opportunity to move a lot of lives, and he took it. In Jump, Steve Harvey tells the audience that everyone has a gift, and it's something that God has placed in them that will lead them to success. But it's important to listen to that and take that leap of faith. He states that you must tap into that gift. It requires that leap of faith. He says, you cannot just exist in this life. You have to try at life. You cannot just wait around and hope that things just jump out at you. You have to push for it. You have to strive for what you're looking for. Steve Harvey mentions, eventually you're going to have to jump. He explains that the parachute not opening is your pain, your trial and error, your failure. But eventually, if you pull one more time, it's going to open and you will succeed. The jump speech is known to be a persuasive, inspirational speech. According to the book The Art of Public Speaking by Lucas in 2019, persuasive speeches are a goal to try to change people's ways of things, beliefs, or behaviors. And this is mostly what all of Steve Harvey's speeches and books are about. The purpose of the speech was for people to believe that they actually have a chance, that they have a unique gift, and that they should take that leap of faith. That success does require a little bit of discomfort, but that discomfort is okay. Comfortability only hinders you. You can't grow with that. But if you take that chance, you may open up so many doors for yourself. The immediate audience were the live people at the Family Feud thing. And then it reached millions of people via recording because somebody happened to record it. Steve Harvey usually conveys his messages by just simple conversational language. If you listen to his speeches, he seems to tell like relatable stories so people understand that he's not just glitz and glam, that he had to push himself to get there. He also uses a lot of humor in his speeches. And also, you can tell that he speaks in a faith-based manner. He strongly believes in God, and he knew that this was his only way. As long as he continued to have faith and trust in God, that's how he was able to be as successful as he is. Based on communication scholars Stephen McCormick in Reflect and Relax, as a speaker must tailor messages to the audience values, and Harvey does that just naturally. Which he does. He watches the speeches, it's very natural. Let's go ahead and get into the ethos, pathos, and logos that Steve Harvey uses in his speeches. For ethos, Harvey builds credibility through his personal story, the homeless, the failure, and the success. Once again, you can look at that in his book, Act Like Success, Think Like Success. That's where all his struggles and motivation and stories come from. For pathos, his speech is full of emotions and appeal. There's hope, there's fear, frustration, inspiration. His tone says, I see you, I see the me in you, and you can make it. You can be just as successful. Logos, he uses just simple language. If you have to take a chance, if you never take a chance, nothing will change. If you jump, you might fall, but you also might discover your purpose. Also, just simple cause and effect. Lastly, let's go ahead and talk about his impact. The speech went viral according to US Today in 2016. Jump was the mostly wide shared speech in that year. People said it inspired him to start businesses, to quit their toxic jobs, to go back to school, and start living better for themselves. The speech shaped him into a motivational speaker, and it continued to educate people all over. It's even going in schools like myself. His speech reminds us that life doesn't just come, or success doesn't just come, and you don't get it from being just comfortable. You have to use a bit of courage and take a leap of faith and just jump. Thank you.